What if one of Hollywood's most polished legacies was hiding secrets no one dared to confront? And what if a longtime insider is now risking everything to expose them? As explosive allegations resurface and familiar names dominate the headlines, viewers are left wondering, is this the unraveling of a carefully protected empire, or another chapter in the internet cycle of rumor and speculation? In January 2026, brother Bilal appeared on independent online platforms and began speaking publicly about his alleged experiences within Will Smith's inner circle. According to his account, he was more than an acquaintance. He described himself as someone who spent over 20 years in close proximity to Smith, with access to personal conversations, professional dealings, and private spaces. Bilal framed his decision to speak out as a break from long-standing silence. He claimed that fear of retaliation, financial loss, reputational damage, and personal risk had previously prevented him from disclosing what he said he witnessed. In his telling, loyalty had gradually transformed into discomfort, and eventually into a moral obligation to speak. What distinguished his interviews, in the eyes of supporters, was the level of detail. He did not present himself as relaying rumors from outside the industry. Instead, he asserted that he had first-hand knowledge of conversations, private meetings, and alleged admissions. Critics, however, note that detailed storytelling alone does not establish truth. Extraordinary accusations require independent corroboration. A central component of Bilal's account concerns Bryshere, who rose to prominence through his role on the television series Empire. Gray's rapid ascent in Hollywood made him one of the more visible young actors of the mid-2010s. Public interviews from that era showed him expressing admiration for established industry figures, including Will Smith, whom he reportedly regarded as a mentor. These assertions are extremely serious. However, there has been no court ruling confirming such admissions, and Smith has publicly denied allegations of sexual misconduct in past controversies. Gray himself has not publicly confirmed the specific claims attributed to him in these interviews. It is true that Gray later experienced legal troubles and public behavioral issues unrelated to these specific allegations. Those matters are documented, yet linking those documented events causally to alleged abuse remains speculative without formal evidence. Another deeply sensitive element in the narrative involves allegations implying inappropriate conduct related to Jaden Smith. Bilal suggests that certain alleged actions contributed to discussions about emancipation during Jaden's youth. Allegations involving minors are among the gravest that can be made, and they demand careful, evidence-based scrutiny. One recurring theme in Bilal's interviews is the use of non-disclosure agreements. He claims that after allegations surfaced internally, legal teams intervened quickly. According to him, he was pressured to sign documents intended to secure silence. He describes a mutual INDA between himself and Bryshere, which he interprets as evidence that sensitive matters required containment. NDAs are common in the entertainment industry and in many corporate environments. They are frequently used to protect business information, intellectual property, and reputations. However, critics of NDAs argue that they can be misused to suppress discussion of misconduct. Bilal contends that once he refused certain agreements, his access to the inner circle disappeared, and his credibility was attacked. This narrative fits a broader pattern often described by whistleblowers in various industries. When silence cannot be purchased, character may be challenged. Still, without independently verified documentation, these assertions remain one side of a contested story. When Bilal's statements surfaced, some observers noted thematic overlap with Wright's prior commentary. Supporters argue that the alignment of names and patterns lends credibility to long-standing warnings. Critics counter that repetition does not equal verification, and that alignment alone does not establish truth. Wright has often described herself as marginalized or dismissed for speaking out. Her supporters frame recent developments as vindication. Her detractors caution against accepting allegations without corroboration. At the same time, The digital age has transformed how allegations spread. Social media allows rapid dissemination of claims without editorial oversight. Independent platforms can provide space for voices that might otherwise be unheard, but they also lack traditional fact-checking mechanisms. The tension lies between two truths. Powerful individuals have historically abused influence in some cases. It is notable that mainstream investigative outlets have not published verified findings confirming the core criminal allegations described in these interviews. Coverage has focused more on the existence of the claims rather than confirming their substance. In past high-profile abuse scandals within the entertainment industry, investigative journalism has often been the decisive force that moved allegations from rumor to verified reporting. Major outlets have historically corroborated claims through multiple independent sources: documentary evidence, financial records, internal communications, and on-the-record testimony. That process, careful verification, editorial scrutiny, and legal review, has been central in distinguishing substantiated reporting from unverified claims circulating online. In the situation involving Bilal Salam and commentary by Jaguar Wright, that level of corroboration has not yet emerged. The allegations discussed in interviews and digital platforms are serious, but they remain unconfirmed by court findings, investigative expos backed by documentary evidence, or official legal determinations. The absence of verified findings does not automatically disprove the allegations. However, it does underscore a critical distinction between online testimony and legally established fact. For individuals accused of misconduct, even unproven allegations can result in significant reputational harm. Careers built over decades can be affected by public perception alone. At the same time, individuals who claim to have witnessed or experienced wrongdoing often argue that silence perpetuates harm. From their perspective, speaking out, especially in environments perceived as powerful or insular, can feel like a moral obligation. This dynamic creates a complex tension between protecting reputations and encouraging transparency. The story presented by brother Bilal and echoed in part by Jaguar Wright includes allegations of sexual misconduct, coercion, abuse involving young artists, the misuse of non-disclosure agreements, and the existence of incriminating recordings. The names referenced in these discussions are among the most recognizable in entertainment, which heightens public interest and emotional response. Yet, as of now, these remain allegations presented in interviews and online forums. No court has confirmed the criminal acts described, and those accused have denied wrongdoing or have not been found legally responsible for the conduct alleged. Ultimately, the situation reflects broader tensions within modern celebrity culture, the balance between secrecy and transparency, power and vulnerability, accusation and proof. In an era where digital platforms allow rapid dissemination of claims, the lines between testimony, investigation, and adjudication can blur. Until formal investigations, verified documentation, or judicial rulings provide clarity, these allegations remain part of an ongoing and contested public conversation, one that demands careful attention to evidence, fairness, and due process. If you want the full breakdown, exclusive updates, and deep dives into the stories everyone's talking about but few are unpacking, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. Don't miss what comes next. Don't miss what comes next.